Well, thanks for joining us again. If you're just joining us, it's still the press reaching you live from the nation's capital in Abuja. Earlier, we had brought to you some weather forecast, newspaper headlines, and now time for the analysis. And we've been joined by our guest. He is no other person than our in-house analyst, Dokita Olamide Samuel. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
You already know the drill now. You're Dokita right now. You're not
of course, you're Olamide.
All right, viewers, this is a reminder that you can also be part of this program by calling us via the number that will be displayed on your screen. Well, Dokita, you've seen what's going on in the country. Well, as at yesterday, we had a protest here and there, and today it has taken a new turn. We have a story here. Senator Buhari orders over 30 trillion naira ways and means, and claims reckless spending cost nation's current woes as commotion characterized debate and desperate politicians sabotaging economy. Well, you've seen the story. What do you make of this?
Well, from what we had in the past during Buhari's administration, we all knew what happened then, and today I keep telling people that though we are going to be blaming Tinubu being the president, we are going to be blaming his administration, but we should look at the past. Things have been bastardized. Right from CBN that's supposed to be the mouthpiece of the government when it comes to policy, had broken a lot of policies, laws that were enacted to guide the institution. And when you check it very well, you see very sure that it was intentional. They intentionally did that just to cripple the economy. I don't know their mission or their vision for that. I don't know why.
But who will actually want to intentionally cripple?
Now, let me tell you something. Is central bank established to be borrowing individuals money, loan? No, to lend individuals loan. But look at what happened during this time, their time rather. The so-called Emefiele broken a lot of laws. How on earth would central bank descended so low to become commercial bank? So we knew that. Not only that, instead of them to strengthen naira, to give strength to naira, they were using naira to subsidize dollar. Who does that? You know, now that's another one. That actually, in every sense, crippled the economy, and there is no any other way than to start from the scratch. They knew what will happen if they had removed this subsidy. They removed this on paper already. So they now shifted its official removal to June. You remember then?
Of course.
But because this current president came and said subsidy is gone, people believe that President Tinubu actually is the one that actually removed subsidy, which is not. It has been on paper, it has been written, but they actually shifted it to June. So that is that about it. They knew what will happen, and that was why we said the other time during Goodluck Jonathan 2012. Some of us, like myself, I wrote on that. The effect of subsidy removal on educational sector. That was what I wrote on. People that want to read this can still read it. And then we were saying, let us remove these things then, because we knew what was happening. Then we know very sure that things will be continually getting out of hand. And there is no better time to actually remove that subsidy. But with this current situation, you see that what 80 years of Buhari did to Nigeria is just like you reversed all back to like 1970s.
Okay.
That's just what happened.
Okay, but there are conversations that, just like you said, 8 years of Buhari's administration, it may seem as though the 8 years of Buhari's administration is referring to Godwin Emefiele, the ex-CBN governor. And now they're saying fresh troubles for him, because during the conversation of talking about the 30 trillion naira ways and means debt that is already on ground, I remember that former Senate President Ahmed Lawan came up to explain the fact that it was 22 point something trillion naira, almost 23 trillion naira, 22.7 trillion naira. This very close to 23 trillion naira. So if there's anything, if it's now 30 trillion naira, that means something must have happened between the last time he had knowledge of it and now. So there are conversations of fresh trouble for Emefiele. Now, 7 trillion naira is no penny to pocket and take away. What do you think should happen in this case?
Let me just come from this angle.
Okay.
You see, everything that happened during Emefiele time were just something that is not one person's knowledge. So, if peradventure you are picking up Emefiele, there are other people that should be picked. You see, there is nothing Emefiele would do under my own words as the president, and I will not be aware. It's not possible. So if you, as you are picking up Emefiele, then you should petition, or you should just call on Buhari, back on Buhari, back on Minister of Finance. We have them there. Who was the minister? Who was the coordinating minister for the economy then? We beckon on them. These are the people.
Okay, we beckon on the Secretary General of the Federation, Accountant General.
Accountant General. Yes. Secretary. Now there is no way. Somebody. One story came out. Wasn't it last week that they forged President Buhari's signature. Are you telling me that?
Not just President Buhari, even the SGF signature.
Now the question is, can anybody in this government, in any government organization, does that without the knowledge of people in executive arm of government? And you know, even in central bank, let me give you this hierarchy. Before anything will get to Emefiele, it will have actually crossed like 7 tables. Are you getting it? Which will be vetted after those tables before it now gets to Emefiele. So now from that, let's talk about those 7 tables. Then it's actually got to Emefiele, and without Emefiele, there is nothing you can do because his signature must be there. So did they actually forged his signature too? So even if at all, now if the secretary of the federal government did not sign, the AGF and the president. So if these people were not in know of what happened, there is no way such amount of money will go. Now let's talk about means and ways.
Okay.
It has been stipulated that you can only secure means and ways that is I think 5% of
your reserve.
Your reserve. No, even the budget. Are you getting it? Now, if we are not talking about 30 trillion naira,
that's way above our budget.
Above our budget, that is number one. That means something had gone wrong. That is number one. Then number two, if your revenue as this country, I'm talking about Nigeria, according to the law, if the revenue you're generating is not up to, let's say last year, is not up to your means and ways last year, that means you will not be able to get another one, and you must return the one given to you to 50% before you will be able to actually get another one. But we had one on ground, and you see that all the process were just a kind of kangaroo process. And in this case, I want to beckon on the federal government, and I want to tell the federal government that if truly you want to make Nigeria better, then the first thing is to make sure that Buhari, former SGF, former AGF, Accountant General, that's Accountant General, then talk about Emefiele, talk about Minister of Finance, Coordinating Minister of Economy, and even special advisors should be called upon.
All right.
They should be arrested.
There's also another indictment on the front page of the Matrix newspaper that says state governors benefited from 18 billion naira as shock absorbers under Ways and Means since 2015 till date. That's coming from Senate. The former Senate President Ahmed Lawan. Now, most of the time, we never ever look that way. We just look one way. The federal power. But now there are conversations of 18 billion naira as shock absorbers. What does that even mean?
No. Let's be sincere to ourselves. there is no way federal government will actually get such money, and it will not get down to states and local governments. So just that the percentage that should go to states might be lower compared to what should go to state, because there were a kangaroo process, of course. Yeah, the fact that former Senate president said this does not mean that the state governors then were part of the process, and that does not mean they were not part of the process. It now lies on this present administration to do
their
investigation properly.
Anyway,
and then
they've set up a special committee according to them.
Okay, so let me come in now. There's this a clampdown like we have on this day newspaper. Federal government declares one FX speculators as naira slides to 1,813 naira to dollars. Well, we saw a video where EFCC had perhaps clamped down on the Bureau de change. I want to know, you're in economics, what does this mean for?
Do you know the problem we're having about dollar? Nigerians should know is the parallel market. And who are the people operating the parallel market? The economists, the bankers, the owner of banks are the one operating the parallel market. Have you ever had in any part of the country, talk about Africa too, that parallel market news is actually gaining tracks more than official market? Check anywhere in the world. No, it's only in Nigeria. So not until, and the problem we're having is now parallel market is now the driver for the official market. Speculations of happens, yes, and that is exactly what drives forex, whether you like it or not. But in any country where parallel market is gaining strength over official market, there is no way, there is nothing you can do that your currency will be stable. The only way out is for the government to compel all newspaper, all news agencies that no one, if I happen to be the president of this country at this present moment, the only way out is no one should pick up stories about parallel market. And let me tell you something. Do you know that federal government is actually doing something to make sure that parallel market and official market are actually on the same level, so that people will not be going to the parallel market. But they know what they are doing. They want to frustrate the effort of the government on the floating of naira, so that we can go back to the era of using naira to subsidize naira. That is exactly what is happening now.
Please, let's hold your thoughts for a second. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm from Abuja.
All right, Ryan, please join the conversation.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Before I continue, let me appeal that you should review your timing. You know, you use 1 hour to give us the paper review, and then you now give your host maybe less than 30 minutes to analyze. To me, I think it's too short.
All right, no problem. We'll definitely do that.
Find a way out of it.
We will.
Thank you. You see, as long as we continue beating about the bush, we'll continue having this challenge. I said it 2 weeks ago that Tinubu will not be able to correct the error Buhari has committed. And my reason is very clear. When he was coming, he told everybody that he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. So clearly, there is no way he will continue from where Buhari stopped and at the same time want to fight what Buhari did. So it's a two different things entirely. And let's come to why do we have Naira going down every day? I don't know if you have ever gone to any bank to ask for dollars. Even from your own account, the kind of process you go through to get dollars from banks is so inhuman. It's so floppy that even the bank managers are the backbone of this corruption playing out in our currencies. I have a lot of evidence I can prove to you. How can you sit down in your house and open OPay account, operate OPay account for years without having single fraudulent activities? Then you go to this our normal bank, after passing through all the processes,
Somebody can still scam you.
Once you have which sum of amount there, before you know, your money will begin to disappear. And nobody can explain. Nobody is being prosecuted. We have too much corrupt people in position in Nigeria. And this will take a long time for us to handle. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your thoughts.
As I was saying,
Yes.
look at what he actually said. And I want to give kudos to him on that. Now, I was, as an economist, I was actually talking about parallel market. Now, listen to me very well. Victoria and Olamide, I am the president, you are a bureau de change, and you are central bank governor, or commercial bank manager. Now, if as a president and as a commercial bank manager cannot come to a term that every process should be limited to what people can actually bear within minutes to get their money, then there's no way the nation will not be getting strength. Are you getting it? Now, the issue is now this. Let me tell you something. All this that we are facing, it's not because we are not producing again. No. It is just because those that are in charge, the bankers, the managers, and the economists, the so-called business people, are gaining from this. Go to bank as he said.
Yeah.
Do you know that from from TikTok? Yeah. Do you know that if you actually want to withdraw your money, if your money is $50, by the time you will change it, by then TikTok will change it for you, instead of this parallel market and even the official market that we are talking about, it is actually lower than what we have in official markets. It's just like 750 naira. Are you getting it? And the official market in Nigeria is 1,000, I think 400 and something. Why parallel market?
1,790 naira.
90. Okay. Why parallel market is 1,800? Now, the issue is this: who is fooling who? That means our official market that we are even talking about is not even up to that. So, because there is no way we are going to be gaming this system, and you expect us to go. So, I have said it, and I want to say it again, that Tinubu is not ready to lead Nigeria aright. If he's ready, then he should be ready to step on toes. His allies are the one controlling banks. His allies are the one controlling managers. His allies are the one controlling the real changes. So he should step on their toes and make things right. Until this dollar comes down, until we have a breakthrough on our forex, then we have nowhere to go. Okay. And let me quickly chip in this. Okay. They are not saying that they want to bring food in. They want to open one
and crash the market. But that I even said that sounds like a big joke to me. But I'm still going to get your opinion on that. But let's quickly talk about this. Talking about getting things right. On the front page of, I think, First News, it says, we will raise $10 billion to stabilize Naira, boost FX liquidity. I want to get your thoughts on this as an economist, because this is not the first time they are raising money to stabilize.
I think I've actually said it. Yeah. That was what they did in Mayfair. That was what they were doing in Mayfair time.
And they are about to do the same thing.
Now they are about to do the same thing. And Cardoso, that was why I said, they actually want to frustrate the effort of the government on floating Naira. If you have actually done this, that means a floating of Naira is not in use again. That means we've actually gone back to what Emefiele was. That was what he started, because it was not in use when Sanusi was there, neither the other person. So now he started this now, and that has actually the bureau de change and the bankers. So they believe that they needed to be paid before they could release dollar. And you know what? Another issue is, even if they send you dollar from abroad, for you to get that dollar in bank, you do like this. In fact, they will tell you there's no dollar now. Yeah. Imagine a bank manager telling me that the mint that they are getting in a month, a whole bank is not up to 200,000 naira.
But you get mint along the roadside.
But you get mint along the road, and the mint that you are getting along the road, they will tell you if you are getting 100,000 naira, you used 40,000 naira to get it. So what is happening? That means the mints that are supposed to be given to bank branches are being given to this layman, the street people, so that they will be able to gain more. So if they are selling, imagine a bank is selling 100,000 naira at the rate of 120. Now imagine what will happen when you get to the road. So where we are getting it wrong is from the bank. And since they want to go back to this, believe me sincerely, we are still going to be, the subsidy that we said we have removed will still not have any effect. So I will tell Tinubu, immediately they step on this, then we should go back to our subsidy and let our fuel go back to 200.
It's looking like there's almost subsidy in everything. Nobody will tell me that there's no subsidy in fuel anymore. Now talking about cement, calling cement manufacturers and telling them to sell at 7,000. Is that not another form of subsidy on it?
The problem we're having is this. I have said it, that they just want to frustrate the effort of the government. You see that cement sellers, if I happen to be the government, either you sell it at the rate of 3,000 naira or you close down, they will be importing it. That's number one. Then number two, the only thing is all these government officials that we're talking about have their shares. So in fact, they have larger shares in all these cement. Not only that, bread sellers, they are the worst I've ever seen.
For 1,000 naira, 1,700.
Even, do you know that bread that we used to buy 700 naira here? I will not mention 700 naira. I buy it, they said 1,750. I said, well, what?
That's what I'm saying. I used to buy the bread for 1,000. And
tell me, what are they using to produce this? Is from this, from raw materials are getting from this country, not dollar. Another thing is this: let government open border. If you are not, let us open border. Do you know that rice in Benin Republic as at now is 21,200 naira? If rice at Benin Republic is just 21,200 naira,
buy for 7,000 here.
Why? How?
You know, that's the same thing that one influencer came to say on the gram, and then she was like, why should she buy locally made items for a higher rate? How does it even affect it? How does dollar affect charcoal? How does dollar affect gari? Why are we waking up to make these things so hard?
And do you now know the worst part of it are the citizens. People will now locally made rice. They will now pour it inside foreign bag, seal it, and still sell it at that higher price. Somebody that is selling gas here, I think myself and Prevail actually witnessed that. We wanted to buy gas 3 kg. I paid, he said 1,050 naira, and I paid money. We went down, she knows where we went down just to buy some stuffs, then come back to pick it, and she said, and the guy said, thank God you paid, though. My guy just called, and he tore that paper. He wrote 1,150 naira. I said, how? He said, Oga said the price has increased. Just like that. So that is where we are having an issue. Because we don't have price control.
You wouldn't really blame them, because when they go back to buy, they are going to buy for the amount in which they have increased.
Yeah, they are going to buy, but the one they bought, how much did they buy it? How are you getting it? Whatever they bought will be sold at their profit level. Are you getting it? So as an economist, when people are saying because even when I go back, when you go back to buy, you buy and you sell at that amount that will give you, that will profit you. That is just it. It doesn't even work for somebody to sit down here. And you know, in this case, we still have a lot of government officials, civil servants. We still have a lot of civil servants that have shops, that have what they do, and they are still part of the problem that we are facing.
All right. So there's this headline that I think me and Victoria have been thinking about. So I want to talk about the customs to distribute seized food items. This thing is something that is burning our hearts. Let me just let you take it, because there's a way I'm feeling about
I feel like before custom will seize your goods, maybe it has gone through, maybe there's an issue with it, especially when it comes to rice and the likes. And now they are saying they want to distribute it to Nigerians. Are you going to be eating poisons or something?
No, I think okay, but I think some of the smuggled items is because there's a ban on them. Yes, so not because they are really bad. So now they want throw them into the marketplace to crash price to 20,000 naira.
That is
Victoria down said, have you ever seen where something goes up and never comes down in my country, Nigeria?
Now, apart from that, apart from something going down, coming down, you want to throw it into market at what price?
20,000 naira.
Who want to buy it?
I don't know.
Do you have any price control? If they buy it at 20,000 naira, how many buyers will have access to it? If I come to you and you tell me that you do not have access to customs,
that's what I'm saying, nationwide.
So would I force you to sell your own at 21,000 naira? It's not possible. They know what they are doing. They just want to steal those rice that have been collected from
in the name of they've sold them.
In the name of they've sold them. You will see very sure that the only way they know that I have said it, and I can actually stand by it. I will always stand by it, that even if government want to pick me up, they can actually pick me up and let's go to Ilara, let's go to let's go there. You will see that people smuggle rice in daily, they smuggle fuel out daily without problem. So in as much they can pay the price. So if customs that are the only goods that are being taken clamped down by customs are the one that are those ones that could not pay.
Yes,
that could not pay. And even if they pay, some people will still.
Indeed, it's been a wonderful time with you, Dokita.
Thank you very
much.
much.
That the government do the needful at this point, but we have to go because our time is up. I am Victoria Agbe.
Thank you so much, Dokita, once again for coming. I am Olamide Al Hassan. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.